Hi, everybody. Alex Jackson, your friendly neighborhood ELA teacher over at Indio High School. And I was just noticing a couple of questions kept coming into my inbox that I thought I could answer with a quick video. And a lot of them are about philosophically, how do we approach teaching in these next 4 weeks as we have online teaching? Some of you guys are very concerned about what it's going to look like, and rightfully so. So I wanted to give you 3 quick tips of changing the way that you're thinking about education during distance learning to help you not stress and hopefully feel like you still have the same sense of purpose that you did before all of this happened. The first thing that you need to think about is you are an expert. You are a teacher, and you've been a teacher this whole time. You haven't lost all of the brilliance that you had just because coronavirus happened. So you need to draw off of your own experience. If you're looking to know more about this, I strongly suggest reading Bold School by Weston. I can't pronounce his last name. Kieschnick. I strongly suggest it because it gives you the reinforcement that whatever you were doing in your class can become digital. You don't have to suddenly become a new type of teacher. I keep on using this analogy. You are a box of Polaroid photos, and all of the stuff in there is wonderful and amazing information. It is memories that you have to share with these kids. They need your wisdom. What we want to do is find a way to get a scanner and scan those Polaroids so that kids can see them on their laptop. That's all we're looking at. I don't need you to reinvent the wheel. I don't need you to relive those experiences. I don't need you to find out some other way of doing all this stuff. We just need to figure out how to get you, the brilliant teacher that you are, online. The second thing is this idea of reprogramming. I think this is a great way to think about distance learning. So you've got all of these amazing pieces of technology out there in the world, right? Students are plugged in. And if you get completely overwhelmed with trying to catch up with those technologies, your job is no longer teaching. Your job is knowing what the heck a TikTok is and how you're supposed to make one and how you're supposed to upload that to your Google Classroom. No, you don't need to know the technology. You need to leverage the technology in your favor. So I use this term reprogramming. Instead of giving homework assignments, I am trying to reprogram their algorithms. So you have Google, and when you type something into Google, it's going to pop up with this information. And it's tailor-made to get people to keep on clicking and to get people to keep on looking, right? An Instagram feed, a Facebook feed, it's all your personal information geared just for you. You need to find a way to leverage that and to reprogram it so that the information they're getting isn't for the person they are now. It's for the person you think you can make them be by teaching them and letting them grow. I think this is a huge way of rethinking this. Give them an opportunity to use their phone to Google things that will change the way their algorithm works. Simply Googling something like what happened in 1950 during the 1960 during the Civil Rights Movement shows Google that that's something they're interested in. And you, I'm sure, have had this experience as well. When you go onto YouTube and you type in, I need a how-to on how to change my tire. And then a week later, YouTube pops up and is like, yo there, tire junkies. This is the 5th in a series of best ideas for changing your tire. And you're like, I'm not part of like a community of tire changers. I don't need all of this. I'm not like part of some sort of big tire changing conspiracy, but Google saw that you liked something and is giving you more stuff that it thinks you will like. So show your students how to access the brilliant information that you're accessing. Try to change their news feed into something more like yours, something educational, something rich. So that's the second idea. The third idea is that you don't need to rethink all of your strategies. You don't need to be the one on top of all of the technology. What you need to do is be there for your kids. Let the students talk. Let them talk to each other. If you're afraid that admin's going to come down from on high and say, you didn't do this right, you were supposed to talk with them for this amount of time, or you're supposed to take your attendance this kind of way, and you need to send emails and you need to respond, how is that any different than how it was before all of this coronavirus? Yes, you're always going to have these strange expectations that seem to make your job harder, but you have to recognize you have one job. It's to love the kids. If you love the kids, you've done better than most teachers. And those kids absolutely need that. Give them an opportunity to speak. Give them a place where they can be safe online. Give them a chance to be the person that you know that they can be. And if you do that, and maybe you got to some vocab lessons along the way, or maybe you were able to teach them something about Google Docs, that's icing. That is a cherry on top of the sundae. That is whatever metaphor for sweet things you want it to be. That is good. But what's important is that they feel safe and they feel cared about, that they feel heard, that they feel seen. All of us have been locked away for months, and it changes your world to have somebody stare in your eyes and say, I care. Give them that opportunity. That's all you have to worry about. When admin comes knocking on your door and telling you how to do attendance, you'll learn, you'll grow. You've done it this entire time. You're a brilliant teacher. But when a student comes to you and says, I don't think you care about me, that should be the crisis. That's what we should be concerned about. So put the stress away. You're great. You always have been. Let's find a way to get all that greatness onto this silly computer screen. Keep up the great work, teachers. I'm sure you got it.